We play.
We fight.
We conquer.
Welcome back to the Freak Show, where our one rule is we're in it to win it and spin it and tin it. I don't know. We're still working on the last one. I am your host today, Bumpy McSquigums. We're diving back into the Crew Motorfest closed beta. I really hope you guys are enjoying the coverage, enjoying checking out the game, and getting excited and hyped for it. I'm definitely excited and hyped for it. I love the Crew 2, and I'm very, very eager to get going with this in earnest once the game is fully out and all that stuff. So very, very, very excited. A big shout out and a thank you to Ubisoft for giving me up the code for this, allowing me to do the live streams and the Twitch drops, and yeah, being a hashtag Ubisoft partner. All right, let's get ourselves going into our final series of races for the Porsche. This one shouldn't be too difficult. I think it's the next one that kind of slaps me around a bit, so we'll see. I've not been able to do it in a one-shot yet, but we'll see what we can do. This one theoretically will be fine, but you never know. Crazy things happen all the time. All right, we're cupping it up. Their GT3 Cup variant. Let's see if I can't get somehow slight edge here. I don't think so. Oh boy. Alright, well that was a thing that happened. Apparently we all took the turn the exact same way, badly. Really wants to take me out, doesn't he? Alright. Almost had it. Almost had it. Nope. This the guy tapping me twice is causing the issue here. Couldn't get in front of him. There it is. Oh, that guy slowed me down. Slow me down. That is a heavy turn. Oh no, I lost. Slightly lost it. I was so close to having it just right. Alright, well, I guess that's the best we're going to do off of that, maybe. It's okay. It's okay. Finding my footing. Again, one of the cool things and also frustrating things with this is you are coming into different, slightly different styles of racing and different cars each and every time. So you can't quite fully get used to... Oh my gosh, I murdered that guy so hard. You can't fully get used to a specific car or type of race or whatever because it's constantly changing up. And it does kind of test your racing acumen and like how good you are overall at racing in general.
Drive this good.
So, yeah, you know, like I said, it's frustrating, but it's also a really good thing. Okay, definitely did that turn bad, and I knew I did too. A little bit of wiggles. I guess I can accept that. I like that he was able to get past me there. Oh no. Oh, just finished second. That's unfortunate. I mean, that was pretty darn close. I didn't pass him, though. I needed another, I don't know, maybe 100 feet. We'll try it again. I don't know. I never I never had a problem. I don't think I ever finished second on this one. Now, granted, I did let a lot more mistakes go by this time than just rewinding everything. So I think that probably had a little something to do with it. I know this is going to go very strangely. Okay. Come the brakes.
I'll send them the bill.
Oh, that's disappointing. I didn't think I did that badly on that turn. That's fine. You only have to finish in the top 3. This is just me wanting to do better. Alright, sir. Excuse you. Slamming me into the wall like that. That's not cool. Okay, and then this guy stopped my forward motion. Would have been able to just zip past him there. That's all good.
Not your best move.
I mean, it's okay. That's a pretty okay move. I don't really have a big complaint with that one. The guy did brake pretty hard in front of me. I'd say for no reason, but there was definitively a reason. Basically a wall coming up. So, you know. I was afraid of turning too hard there, so I kind of underturned. I was afraid of doing just what I did there, where I slid.
Avoid this.
I'm like, I don't want to slide, but I just couldn't get that turn 100% right. I'm saving my boost right now. I know that's giving them a slight edge, but I'm gonna save it for the last little bit.
Don't worry, it's on them.
I'm a little worried because they slammed me into a wall. It's alright. I got to do a little bit of the payback there. That felt pretty good. Okay. Are we in the final? We are. Alright. Definitely got the win this time. I had to drive a little bit more aggressively defensive. So, you know, back to my Florida roots, of course. But it worked. It worked, you know. And I only had to rewind, what, once, I think? I might have had to rewind it twice, but it was the same thing. I don't know. I think I did much better that time. But clean driving is not really a thing that I do super well, just FYI, if you hadn't noticed. What are you doing? But yeah, I'm not the cleanest of drivers. Sorry. All right. Let's move on to the next one. See what kind of craziness we get into. I think it's going to be our one-on-one
Great
matchup.
job, but the journey is far from over. We've got one last race in our Porsche playlist. I hope after driving all the Porsches under the rainbow, you've gotten a real feel for them.
Oh my god.
We're going to Diamond Head. You got some people waiting for you there.
You know what, that's fine.
I believe you've made quite an impression on some of Porsche's big shots.
You know why it's fine? Because we're going to cheat the system a little bit here. Alright, so, if you guys ever come across a speed trap and you want to do real good with it, go and bust out your dragster and use that. Also, hold on. Sorry. I saw that I have like one custom part for it or something. I will use that. It's not really going to help me much with that being brakes, but sure. I was hoping maybe it was engine, gave me like extra 12,000 horsepower or something. It did not. I don't recommend it if you're trying not to die. But I do recommend it if you want to get a high speed trap rating there. Also, don't drive your dragster on the road, guys and gals. It's not designed for it. Though this does handle better than it did in the Crew 2, I will admit. Like, it was almost impossible to even sort of drive the dragster in the Crew 2. I mean, I have to maintain a little bit lower speed at this particular stage. Oh gosh. And yes, this is definitely a thing that happens. At some point, you would think that if my tires turned completely right, that I would get some traction. No. No, I will not. Alright. We're just gonna... I guess we're going back to the Mini. It's the car that I had favorited, so... And yes, this racing line that... Or this, I don't know, GPS line that I'm following right now. This is what I'm used to when it comes to the racing line, without all the arrows and the speed and all that stuff. Like how fast you're going or not.
Tough, so get ready.
I'd be okay with this existing and not the other thing. Alright, this is really challenging. I found this to be really challenging. I don't know if anybody else is going to struggle with this. I did struggle with this quite a bit the first time I did it, and the second time I did it. I think I did it in the second attempt, maybe the third. But let's hope I do pretty okay this time. I don't know. We'll see.
Welcome. I'm glad you could join.
Thanks.
This is Jake, our test driver on the island. Fancy a little showdown?
Sup, Jake?
This is your ride. And don't worry about scratching the car this time.
Oh, good.
Just
I wasn't.
drive as you please.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not worried about scratching at all. Why couldn't I have the cool orange one with the spoiler? Why did I get this lame yellow one? They're giving me a lemon on purpose. Yellow, lemon, it just makes sense. 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Yeah, baby. Alright, now I gotta keep him behind me and do everything almost perfectly. I know, that does not sound like something I'm going to be able to accomplish. I agree. Well, there goes the first perfect. I mean, I did come at this pretty hot, to be fair. Oh, I let him ahead of me. Curses. It's alright. Oh, he took that turn really nicely. Alright, this is a bad start, but it might be salvageable. This is a bad start, not a horrible start. I did that slightly better than he did it. As long as I don't hit the... Oh, as long as I don't hit the tree. And then I hit the tree. Alright. Now, if I don't lose control around the top of this, should have it, maybe. Alright. What happened to him? Oh. Oh, he had a real bad time back there. Okay. Oh, that landing was rough. Okay. I just have to make less absolutely boneheaded plays, and I think we're going to be fine. coming up on a hard turn here that we can cheat a little bit. If you guys are trying this for the first time, you never played the Crew 2, one of the things that I found, it took me a while to learn, but I did learn it pretty early on, but once I learned it, it helped tremendously. It's not always about slamming on your brakes and or going full speed, full throttle the whole time. Oftentimes, all it really takes to kind of correct like small mistakes or little whatevers, too fast around the corner, is not necessarily slamming on the brakes. It's just letting off the gas a bit. Now, I'm not saying that you never use your brakes, but don't overlook that as a viable option to control your speed. Just let off the gas for a second or feather the gas a little bit, and it helps a lot with maintaining control and maintaining speed. So I do recommend utilizing that because it, again, super helpful. And power through this, and this is pretty much our victory unless he somehow does something or I do something absolutely asinine to lose. Yeah, we got it. All right, sweet, first try. I only had to rewind twice. I crashed into the bridge and I hit the tree. I think that was it. It's good. I think that might have been my fastest time. I want to say somehow in my mind I feel like I did a 350 at one point, but I'll take it. And there it is, guys and gals. The Porsche playlist is done, but we gotta go collect our reward, of course. And we can get some more experience toward those cream-colored pants, baby. What? I will never wear those. They look terrible. But, again, that's just me. I know I have been designated the arbiter of good taste, to be sure, so... Alright, I am going to switch out the car again. Wait, did we... Yeah, it's in 2, right? Yeah, let's drive around in the Supra. I haven't actually got to drive the Supra yet. Did we get any additional parts for that? We did. I love that I can just go from... like up to down. Oh, it's so nice. It's such a small thing that you're like, oh well, I don't really, but it's just, this is one of those quality of life improvements that, you know, people are always talking about quality of life. This is one of them where you don't have to back out, go to another menu, and then go back in. It's just,
you haven't claimed your reward for this
easy.
Playlist.
Oh, I am also, I keep forgetting, like when I go and I change the performance, I keep forgetting to actually switch to the vehicle. Alright, we're in the Supra now.
A surprise, we had to choose one car to give you from the Porsche lineup.
Sweet. So, back in the day, I want to say probably in like 2002, 2003, I bought my boss's old Supra, the person I was working for at the time. Turned out to be just...
As you may have just found out, trying to pick a favorite is incredibly tough. But we did it.
It wasn't.
Congratulations.
It wasn't even him
Your very
necessarily.
Own Porsche 911 Carrera 4S.
The whole family.
Top of the line
big,
and ready to hit the roads.
big pile of turd human beings, we'll say, and not a big fan of them. They pretty crappy. Mostly his wife, which is just unfortunate. But regardless, they sold me what I thought was a good deal, and it probably still was. But the car had a lot of problems. I mean, I was in Florida. Didn't have air conditioning, but it was an 86.5 Toyota Supra. There was no turbos or anything on it. It just switched body designs, and it was pretty fast. My Scion TC that I got as my new car after that was much better. It was a bit quicker as well. But he actually had a really nice 1996 twin turbo, essentially what you saw in Fast and the Furious, that type of Supra that he had, and he took me in it once, and that is definitely the fastest car I have ever been in. He also had, I think it was a 68, maybe 66 Camaro. That was quite fast too. That had the most I want to say maybe raw power. Because, like, you know, 96 from whatever the 60s. Maybe it was like a 78 or something. I don't know exactly what year it was, but it was quite, like, it pinned you to the seat, and it was like, you know, it was like really, really rough. Now, the Supra pinned you to the seat too, but it also had much better control on the road. So you actually got up to speed quicker without feeling like you were just like being shoved through the back of the car. Anyway, let's get our reward. And yeah. So Toyota's first endeavor into the realm of the Crew is in this one, Motorfest. So it's nice to see some Toyotas coming on through. I'm sure there are other car companies that showed up for the first time as well. I'm not sure. It's just, that was one of the ones that was like conspicuously absent in the Crew too. And I'm like, where are the Toyotas? And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Another brand new shiny Porsche. Or Porsche, if you prefer. The Carrera GT. Or GS, excuse me. I know the difference between an S and a T, I swear. And now we see the Porsche in its native habitat. Frolicking and playing with the others. As it drives through. No, we're out of the jungle now. And there we are.
New playlist ahead.
Is it a
Let's
4S
go.
or a GS? Alright. So there we go. We got main stage stuff done. And next up, we've got Vintage Garage, which I absolutely can't wait to do. And then we have the European Luxury. But that's going to be a tale for another time, guys and gals. And there's also 911 challenges and all sorts of other various things that we can do. So it's not just the playlists that you are required to actually go through and do, which I appreciate.
A playlist is available, driver.
Yes, it is. Anyway, folks, I think we're going to break off this episode probably a little bit early. We'll drive around a little bit in the shiny new car. But yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed my time with the closed beta. I think it's just been absolutely fantastic. And I am super happy I got a chance to take part in it. I really, really do. When I say I still play the Crew 2 to this day, usually weekly I'm returning to the Crew 2 and doing some sort of chaotic race or something. Splooch often comes back to it as well, and that's one of the things that I think keep me playing the game more than just about anything else. Like, I enjoy the game, I play it on my own, but being able to play with friends and doing a lot of the co-op races, not necessarily having to do competitive racing, I think helps a lot as well. But you have that option as well. If you want to do the competitive races, you want to go and just go online and battle against other people, you can do that. Or you can choose not to. You don't have to participate. And that's kind of one of the things that I think makes the Crew 2 just super enjoyable. Plus, it's not just in the races that you have other people. You are driving around in the real world and you're finding other people that you can just go and just kind of play with, like tag them and then they chase you and then you chase them and you try to outmaneuver them. Or you can just be like, all right, we're setting a waypoint, let's see who can get there fastest, you and your friends, right? And say, you know, no planes, no boats or whatever, or only boats, or, you know, whatever the case is. You can make those rules and you don't have to even engage with exactly what it is that the, you know, Crew 2 offers as far as the missions and the races and all this other stuff. Like my wife, she's probably played 20 hours maybe of the Crew 2, which is criminally under what I would like her to. But she does have a problem with like getting a little bit, I won't say motion sick, but every once in a while it messes with her head a little bit. So I guess it's like a minor bit of motion sickness. And her hands get tired. She's not used to using a controller, right? So she doesn't get to play as long as she wants. But she's never actually won a race. I've tried multiple times to get her to win a race, but she loves just driving around looking at the scenery and just kind of making up her own rules as she goes, or chasing us through the city streets or out in the country on big open roads. She loves it. She has so much fun just doing that. She doesn't even need the race side of things. And they have so much open road and so much just like area that they cover in the Crew 2, and I assume it's going to be the same in this, that there's this, you know, I wouldn't say endless, but there's just so much of the map to go around and do that you can spend hours and hours just exploring. And I think that's pretty awesome. What are these guys doing? Let's go find out. I am not in a car that is designed for this, by the way. Are they in a race? Or are they all just like hanging out? So one thing that I like and I also dislike, I hope like there's a way to turn this off or something. I like that you don't technically have to worry about crashing into other people, as their cars are basically ethereal. But at the same time, I don't like that because that was part of the fun. You could find people, and then, like I said, you could play tag and crash into them and mess around and whatnot, and that was a lot of fun. That was very enjoyable to me. So, I kind of miss it, but at the same time, I kind of like it not doing that. I don't know. I can't keep up on the off-road stuff here. I also don't know if like these guys are in an actual race, because this is part of a racing circuit right now that we're actually on. So I'm not entirely certain. I'm like, am I gonna hit that rock? But and also I can't see like the names over the cars, which is I don't want to say troubling, but I would like to be able to see the names over the cars. Alright, get me back on the road so I can maybe catch up. Granted, again, this is not probably the ideal car to be driving around in. I actually think this is probably slower because it maxes out at 600. Yeah, see, the race just ended, everybody vanished. So I don't know, again, if the races are actually populated in the real world. So you're going to see, like, giant streams of cars driving all over the place like crazy. I don't know, but it's exciting. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know yet. There's a lot of stuff to explore, a lot of things to do. The races feel even more different than they did in Crew 2, which is really, really cool. And yeah, it's just exciting times ahead, guys and gals. If you were a fan of the Crew 2, I 100% recommend you check out.
Hey, driver, where do you stand on vintage cars?
Well,
because
we're gonna find out soon.
Really deep.
Anyway, I'm gonna stop her there, but I'm just really excited to see what comes when the game's fully out and getting into all that. I'm just very, very, very stoked. I've been very happy with my time spent in the closed beta. I've enjoyed my streams. It's just been a good experience overall, except for, of course, I had problems, technical issues with the PC side of the beta, which probably isn't really even Ubisoft's fault. It seems like it's an OBS thing, but again, that's what I've heard. I don't know for sure. So either way, folks, check out the other videos. Check out other content creators that are posting videos. Maybe they'll show something that I didn't get to show, and you'll get to enjoy. I can tell you guys some of the different things. I told you about having certain races where you literally would have to turn and get your car pointed in the right direction before you could accelerate, and that kind of changes the whole dynamic of racing. There's a race when you're doing the Japan Cup where there's more drifting while you're racing, which I'm a little terrified to do because I already find that I slide out too much in certain ways. But there was a race specifically, I think it was the same thing, maybe where you were racing against another player or another person on a one-on-one race. But it was what I call a low speed race where you were riding the brake and the gas a lot back and forth. And you had to maintain like just a specific speed to really wind your way through this very, very twisty core. I really struggled with that a lot. But just the idea, the concept that there is something like that, which there really wasn't before, is really cool idea. Like I said, stuff handles very, very differently, and you have to change your mindset. And to me, that's great. That's great that there are different things. And you're going to find ones that you love, and you're going to find ones that you hate. And that's okay. Not everything is for every person. But it does teach you a different way to do stuff, and it gives you a new skill set to have to master, which is, again, super great for some people. Some people won't like it. But there's at least something here for everyone. I haven't got to try any real alpha, like Grand Prix IndyCar races just yet, other than the one in the opening sequence. I'd like to see a little bit more of that. I'd like to try that. I'm sure Demolition, Monster Truck, all this stuff, I can't wait to get my hands on and actually play and see. Anyway, folks, that's it for this video, and I believe this is probably going to be the last video. I may be ambitious and try to do one more. Or two more even, because my goal was between 3 and 5 videos, and I was going to do 3 live streams. So 3 videos. We finished up the Porsche one. I may go and we might do one more of these playlists, or just randomly wandering around getting into trouble and chaos and stuff as another episode. I don't know, but if this is the final episode, thank you guys for joining me on my adventures through the Crew Motorfest. Big shout out and a thank you once again to Ubisoft for hooking me up with the code for this. #Ubisoft Partner. I've been your host, Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you so much for stopping by the Freak Show. We play, we fight, we conquer.